Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Such a pleasure having you here, man. This week, we're talking about Super Bowl. Well, not really the Super Bowl, but last week on the Super Bowl, was it last week? No, week before. Well, a week and 5 days ago, a group called He Gets Us, as part of their Love Your Neighbor campaign, aired this commercial that sparked significant outrage and controversy and debate with Christians and non-Christians alike. Contrary to popular opinion, I believe that it was a good thing. Let me start by saying that in a world where the image of Jesus is so distorted, anything or anyone that adds true light to any aspect of Jesus, I am pro, right? I am pro that. I am here for it. And I honestly believe that that was the intention of this group. It was a piece to provoke thought, discussion, and reflection around Jesus, right? And who Jesus is. And I think they kind of succeeded to do that. And well, my takes, as you guys should know by now, are strictly based on biblical principle and precedent, right? So if you're interested in hearing that perspective, then this video is for you. So stick around and let's connect.
Roots World, Roots World, Roots World, Roots World, Roots World, Roots World.
Okay, so first and foremost, the video portrays Jesus in a modern day setting, engaging with various individuals facing modern day challenges, right? Such as mental health struggles, societal pressures, and personal insecurities. The overarching message seems to be one of empathy, understanding, and solidarity with those who feel marginalized or, misunderstood in society. Okay, so from a biblical perspective, the commercial raises several points worthy of consideration. One biblical principle that rung true in this commercial is the concept of empathy and compassion. Throughout the Gospels, we see Jesus portrayed as someone who deeply understands the human condition, or dare I say, the human predicament, and shows compassion towards those who are suffering or marginalized. He reaches out to the outcasts of society and offers them love and acceptance. All right, so we see this depicted in Matthew 9 and verse 36 very beautifully, right? And it says, "When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd." Now, when we hear this text and we see the commercial, like those two things sync up so beautifully, because that's what I see when I see this commercial. That's what I see when I see the individuals depicted in this commercial. Harassed, helpless sheep caught in the struggle, in need of a good shepherd, right? So the second principle I see coming out of this is Jesus kind of giving us, as his followers, the mission, right? The goal, the end goal of this whole thing. And it's found in Luke 19 and verse 10. "For the Son of Man is come to seek and save that which is lost." Actually, let's read this entire story, right? It's found in Luke chapter 19, verse 1 to 10, right? "And Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. And behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans. And he was rich, and he sought to see Jesus, who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little of stature. And he ran before, and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him, and said unto him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house. And he made haste and came down, and received him joyfully. And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying, that he was gone to be guest with a man that is a sinner. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor, And if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. And Jesus said unto him, This day is salvation come to this house, for so much as he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man is come to seek and save that which was lost. Now, if Jesus had a thesis statement, this would be it right here. For the Son of Man is come to seek and save that which is lost. Another biblical principle that can be applied to the commercial is the idea of meeting people where they are. In the commercial, we see Jesus reaching out to people in their everyday lives, whether it's a woman struggling with her self-image, or a man struggling with, or grappling with his identity, or dealing with mental issues. I found that this mirrors Jesus's ministry on earth to the T, right? Where he engaged with people from all walks of life, meeting them in their homes, in their communities, and in their workplaces. So yeah, I found that really encouraging. In Mark 2:15 and 17, it describes Jesus dining with the tax collectors and sinners, right? Which was really scandalous in that day, right? To the religious leaders of that time, that's just like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, however, Jesus defends his actions by saying this: It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. Let me repeat that. It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. This demonstrates Jesus' willingness to engage with those who are considered social outcasts or sinners. The reason why Jesus came was not for those that are saved. He came to seek and save those that are lost. So Jesus came and sought out these people. He sought out those who are struggling. So yeah, I mean, I'm with it. I'm with the commercial. I'm with the commercial in this aspect, right? 100%. Okay, so we touched on the positive side of things. And as we know, nothing has only one side, right? So if there's a positive side, then there's a negative side. And I believe it's essential that we deal with both sides, right? So the commercial for me did raise some concerns from a biblical perspective. The ad literally was 1 minute long. So, I mean, I guess they probably had very limited time to portray whatever they were trying to portray. So I get that. I gets it. Nothing? I thought it was funny. He gets us, I gets it. All right. But I believe that the view of Jesus portrayed in the commercial was a bit myopic, right? And focused only on the empathetic Jesus and not so much on the transformative Jesus, right? Yeah, and this is really my main or only hang up or concern as it relates to the commercial, right? It's like, yes, Jesus gets us. Yes, he understands the human condition. Yes, he understands the sin problem. But not because he gets us means that he expects us to stay where we are. His main purpose and his main goal is to transform us. Yeah, so I found it didn't focus too much on the transformative side of Jesus, right? Jesus's actions throughout his ministry demonstrated his attitude towards sin, right? He consistently seeks out those who are considered sinners and outcasts by society and offers them forgiveness, healing, and redemption, right? So like we see that across his entire public ministry. Like Jesus's mission was to offer salvation and forgiveness to anyone who recognized their need for it. Anyone that recognized their need for Jesus came into their life and transformed their lives, right? That's Like that's really it right there. So and I found that the ad kind of omitted that aspect of Jesus that I believe is the main point, the main thing that Jesus came to do. You kind of left it out. So that was my hang up. That's my main hang up with it, because I believe that as creative followers of Jesus, we're painting this beautiful image of him, right? We can't afford to leave out that crucial aspect. So yes, I get it, right? He gets us, but he didn't leave his throne in heaven to come down to earth just to understand us. He came here to transform us, right? He wants to mold us into becoming all that he created us to be in the beginning, at creation. He designed us to reach certain heights that we will never be able to reach unless he transforms us, because sin has degenerated us. I think that's the perfect way to explain it, right? Because sin exists in the world, we are now how we are and who we are. But Jesus came to transform us to be all that he has created us to be. I think that's the best way to put it. All right, so in closing, while Jesus's attitude towards sin is characterized by condemnation of its effects and a call to repentance, it's important to note that his ultimate message is one of love, grace, and forgiveness and restoration. In John 3:16 and 17, Jesus declares, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him." I feel like this passage encapsulates Jesus's mission so perfectly, and his mission really is to seek and save those that are lost. Many of us are going through life lost. Jesus is here. Jesus is seeking after you. You are probably searching as well, but Jesus is searching for you, just so that you guys can have that encounter. And when you have that encounter, his main purpose is to transform you into all that you can be, all that he has created you to be. So I hope that this drives you to have an encounter with Jesus. And once you have that encounter with Jesus, I'm 100% sure that you will be transformed. So go ye therefore and be transformed. Catch you on the next one.